Good morning, good morning. Oh, hold on. Hello. Good morning, everybody. Good to see you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yay. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Sarah. Good to see you. I am so glad to be here. Morning, Evelina. Hello. Hello. I'm so glad to be here this morning because I had a disaster last week with my Insight Timer connection and all the behind the scenes tech. As you can see, probably, I have a new setup which I'm trialing today. So this is a complete experiment. So yeah, we'll see if it works or not. Please do let me know if you can hear me okay over here, if you can hear the music, if it's loud enough or too loud. Yeah, you are part of my experiment. Sorry about that. Good morning. Hi, Lorna. Hi, Gabriella. Good to see you all. Sarah, thank you. Sounds good. Trish, hi. Good morning. All looks and sounds good. Thank you so much. I'm so glad. Yeah, so I had a little tech issue last week, and then if you miss your window of opportunity on Insight Timer, if you're late, then you miss your slot. So that is what happened after a couple of computer reboots, and it was very unfortunate. But what I did do is I went over onto my other platform and I did the live session there on my own. And so if you do want to go get that replay, then the link is in my teacher profile. You can go and check that out. So if for whatever reason in the future, hopefully it doesn't happen, but if it ever happens, just know that I will be then doing the live kind of alone on the other platform, so you can get the replay if you're interested at all. So good. Thank you, Evelyn. All good so far. So that's a lot about me to start with. How are you? How are you doing this morning or this afternoon or this evening, wherever you are? And how has your week been? And if you'd like to, pop either a word in the comments to describe this week that has been, or click those hearts or likes and let me know just how your week has been. Let's just check in. Let's do a temperature check. Let's check everything. Okay, good. So I'm seeing some hearts. So people have had some good weeks. I'm glad to hear it. I'm actually really surprised that it's Friday already. I don't know where this week went. So if I were to use a word to describe my week, I would say fast. And it is quite appropriate that fast is my word for the week, because today is an alphabet doodling day and the letter is F. So you can start to draw to mind F words. And I'm very intrigued to see which F words come up today. And I do giggle at that because, being mindful, being grounded, being present is also about having fun. There's an F word. And sometimes about not being so serious. It's okay to be jovial in your practices, and so hopefully that's what we get from today's session. These sessions, if you haven't joined before, these are mindfulness doodle sessions. It is not an art class by any means. It is a mere practice of doodling to release tension, to quiet the mind, to exercise our creative muscles, to reflect and to observe the thought patterns that repeat in our head, to, when you've got a knot in a muscle and you need to release that tension, you need to, put pressure onto that knot in your muscle. These doodling sessions are essentially that for your brain, so that your brain can just relax, let go, release everything that it's been holding on to. And even if it's just a temporary, moment in time, it is valuable. Just like you know you have to go to the gym on repeat. It's not, you know, you're not going to suddenly change your body in one session. So that's what these doodle sessions are for. This is the practice of letting your brain relax, letting your creativity flow, being present, getting used to observing the sensations in your body, getting used to witnessing the emotions that bubble to the surface, and through the active meditation of doodling. So yeah, that's what we are doing here. That is what we do here every Friday at this time. I haven't yet posted next week's one, but if you click on my teacher profile and click the follow button, then you'll be notified after this session once that next week's session has been posted, and then you'll get notified when we do go live. But it is always Friday at this time, whatever this time is for you in your part of the world. It is 10 o'clock here in Washington, D.C. So let me know where you're doodling in from while I grab our cards, which is our first part of the session, to open the session. And it's an extra little contemplation, a little invitation to contemplate. And yeah, so I'm going to get these shuffled and then see what comes up. And here, apologies if it's a little bit grainy. It's a very gloomy, wet, drizzly, grey day outside, so it's looking a bit dark inside. So I think my camera is a little bit on the grainy side, so apologies for that. Let me know how it is in your part of the world. Okay, and here is our card. Celebrate. Celebrate. That's a very cool card. And it says, I take time to celebrate each little and big achievement. By doing so, I acknowledge and honor my spirit for showing up for me on this life journey. I love that. I take time to celebrate each little and big achievement. By doing so, I acknowledge and honor my spirit for showing up for me on this life journey. So that's a beautiful invitation. Think about what little and big things can you celebrate from the week that has been. Whatever it is, whatever whatever shape or size it is, big or small. What can you celebrate from this week? Very important practice. And yeah, the next part of the session is to get into the mode, get into the zone, get present. And we do that with a breathing exercise. So you can grab your pen, your pencil, your book, your journal, your pages, your tablet, however you're going to be doodling today, whether it is analog or digital, doesn't matter. Yeah, just let us get into our doodling mode. And what we're going to be doing, funnily enough, little and big comes into it as well. So we're going to be doing little and big breaths. Let me change my camera. There we go. Can you see that okay? This, as I said, is a new setup, and so I'm using a different camera. This is what we're going to be doodling today, the letter F. Here's an example, one I made earlier. And yeah, so let's get on with doing our breath exercise. And as I said, these are little and big. We're going to be doing little and big circles. So for every in-breath, we're going to do a big circle. And for every out-breath, we're going to do a little circle. However you want to do that. Let me just get my focus here. And there's also a pace to it. So little and big, fast and slow. So the in-breath, big and fast. The out breath, slow and small. And we'll do this, let's say, eight breaths. So on the in breath, big, fast. Out breath, slow, small. In breath, big, fast. Out breath, slow, small. In breath, big, fast. Out breath, slow, small. In breath, big. Out breath, slow. 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 And last one. In breath, big. Out breath, slow. And as you can see from this, that it is very much process based. It is in no way aesthetic or outcome based. Let me get my focus here. Okay, so now that we are present, we're in the room, get yourself comfy, get yourself in your position, your doodle position, comfy with with pillows, blankets, something to drink if you need to. And today's letter, I'm just going to start this. If you are new here, we are currently busy with a 26-part doodling practice that we do every 2 weeks. We alternate. So I do these weekly sessions, but every alternate week is an alphabet-themed doodle practice where we draw letters of the alphabet and then we doodle the interior, like this one that I did earlier. And we do this as a means of drawing to mind the words that start with this letter. And it can be either something that has your attention or needs your attention. It can be an intention. It can be a reflection, so something you're reflecting on, or it can be something that you're grateful for. So it's intention, attention, reflection, or gratitude. Those are the things we're calling to mind that start with the letter F. So intention, attention, reflection, and gratitude. If you need to write that down somewhere to remind yourself, then go ahead and do that on the back of your page or on the side of your page. What are the F words? And if there's funny F words that come to mind, that's also okay. But what are the F words that relate to an intention, that have your attention, that you're reflecting on, or that you are grateful for? Okay, so that is the intention for today. So the first step in the process is to draw our F shape. So you can do this however you want. You can use up the whole page if you want, or you can just use a portion of the page, completely up to you. The shape of it doesn't really matter, just so long as there is space for you to doodle inside your letter. It doesn't need to be perfect. In fact, the less perfect it is, the better, because this is also a practice of letting go of expectations and judgment. This is a judgment-free zone from others and from you, yourself, judging your own creations. This is about the practice, it's not about the outcome. It's just a bonus if the doodling session yields something aesthetically pleasing. If you're new here as well, then you won't know the process by which we choose the doodle designs, and that is with our little wheels. There's spinning wheels. They tell us which doodle designs we're going to be doing. Now, I am busy working on, just for your information, a new doodle reference sheet, and I'll show you why shortly. But this wheel helps us with the column and the row to indicate which doodle design we're going to be doing. First of all, though, we need to know how many different doodle designs are we going to be using, and we use the sections wheel, so we're going to be doing 3 different designs. So let's go back to our F, our letter, and we're going to divide this now into 3 different sections so that we've got 3 different areas for our doodle designs. It doesn't matter how you divide it. Completely up to you. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So subdivide your letter into 3 different sections, and then the new doodle, let me just show you the new doodle designs that I'm busy working on, which I will be sharing with you. I've been working on them. There are 51 of them in total, and so they vary depending on the row and the column that our wheel indicates. So I've got a few more that I need to do, so this new format isn't quite ready, but I will get that to you, and there is a link in my teacher profile where you'll be able to download this for your own reference. But that's just so that you know which ones we are using, and in the meantime we'll just use the old one. This is what the old one looks like, and so there you can see we've got the rows and the columns, and yeah, that helps us choose which design we're going to be using today. Okay, so let's get the wheel going and see which ones we're going to be doing. And I've created a new wheel as well. You see, I'm streamlining everything. I'm trying to make this easier. So we just have the one wheel, and also the process is different. So the first one is A8. What I've started doing is actually writing, like choosing all of the doodle designs first. So A8 is our first one. And then we can just carry on so that we're not waiting. We can just get on with it. A15 is our next one. And our final one. C15. Okay. So if you already have the reference sheet, then you can have a look at that. You'll be able to see that. If you don't, then I'll just bring that up on our screen so that we've got that. I will need to import it here quickly, just to show you. So A8 is this one with the, I do like that one, flowers and leaves. Can you see that? Get my focus there. So flowers and leaves, that's A8. A15 is this kind of wavy, blobby kind of patterns, and then C15 is circles and stripes. Circles and stripes. Okay, so we'll start with the first one, which is actually a very nice one, A8. Okay, I will leave that on the screen. as a reference so that you know what we're working on, but feel free, if you want to go and grab the reference sheet for yourself, you can do that right now. And then we just start our doodling, and the invitation here is to, while you're doodling, just allow your brain to relax. Check in with how you're feeling right now before we start, and give yourself a rating. I would love to hear in the comments. Give yourself a rating from 1 to 10. How are you feeling right now? Where 1 is awful and 10 is fantastic, brilliant. Where are you at? Like, just on average, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. In this moment, where are you? And let's write that down. I'd say I'm a 6. Doesn't matter if you don't want to share, totally okay. But just take note, like, let's just take a temperature check to see where you're at. Okay, and then we're going to proceed with our doodling. So you don't have to copy this exactly, and I just show as a kind of a guide or a reference as to how to get going with the doodle pattern. So I'm just going to start with the first little flower. Remember to breathe. And remember to move your page around as well. The priority is that your body is in the best possible state, best possible posture, relaxation. So move your page to suit your hand rather than contorting your hand to meet the page. Remember to breathe. I do go silent during our doodling session. If there are things to chat about, things that come up, if you've got questions, do post them. But also, it's a practice also of embracing the silence. And listen to the music. Allow your intuition as well to guide you in what you're doodling. There is no right or wrong. And even though it might feel like, oh, you're going to do this wrong, you're going to ruin your page, it's okay. The practice is in inviting your intuition. I still get, even though I've been doodling for quite some time now, I still get those flashes of personal judgment and concern that I'm going to mess it up. And then when I talk myself through it and remind myself that it doesn't matter, and I just get on and doodle, then I realize, oh, I can actually do it, and this is actually fun, and it's actually liberating to follow my creative intuition. Sometimes the hardest part is just starting. It's okay to repeat things. There's a lot to be said for the practice of allowing your creative freedom, and that's going to be my first F word. So as your F words come up, write them down. See how many you come up with by the time we're done doodling this morning. And this is also a practice of making it up as you go along. Sometimes we get very caught up in needing to know exactly what to do or how to do it. What is the right way to do it? So it's good to practice the art of making it up as you go. That's when we make surprising and delightful discoveries. What is surprising and delightful about this practice is the simplicity. It's not complex. It's not rocket science. Part of your brain might be saying, this is so infantile. But generally, when we were kids, we would get lost into our drawing and our doodling, and we're generally happy doing that. Learn to acknowledge the wisdom of innocence. Innocent fun. Another F word. As adults, sometimes we don't allow ourselves to have fun anymore. This is the practice of that. Do it just because it's fun, for no other reason. If you have gaps between your flowers and your leaves, see what you can fill that gap with. Maybe later you'll feel called to color in the gaps. Completely up to you. to breathe. Notice your breath. Are you holding it? Are you breathing too shallow? Is your breathing shallow? Feel free to make up your own patterns. Add your own flavor. It's your doodle design, it's your doodle session. And as our card says, celebrate the small things, celebrate flashes of inspiration, celebrate the fact that you are here now, practicing self-care, giving yourself a break from adulting. Tapping into that creative, artistic, inherent part of you. Whether you identify as creative or not, you are, because you are. Feel your brain relaxing like a muscle, releasing tension. Breathe into it. Notice the sensation of having no demand on you right now. There's no expectation. Notice that a simple line, a simple curve can become something in your doodle. It's not complicated. Sometimes we overcomplicate things. Oftentimes we overcomplicate things. Shift your body if you notice that it needs to move. Embrace the sensation of slowing down. What are your F words that are coming up? Think about the week that has been. I'm adding friendship. Connection with friends this week. And fur babies. We are looking after some friends' dogs. And it's always such a treat. They had their birthday this week. Reflecting on from the week that has been. What feels like it needs processing. What are some intentions you want to set for the week coming? Fitness, that's another one that I want to add to my own. I want to continue my fitness practice. you're holding any tension anywhere, in your stomach, in your shoulders. What is your other hand doing while your dominant hand is drawing? Release it. Notice if you've got any judgments coming up about how your doodle is going. And just send some love to that part of you that feels the need to judge. Say thanks, but we've got this. And this is a great practice, even if you've only got 10 minutes. We generally do 90 minutes on these live sessions, but these doodles lend themselves to even quick little practices while you've got a space in your day, when you feel the need to just unwind a little bit or release some anxiety or some tension. The brain needs to have time and space away from whatever is drawing the most energy. You know, it's like the computer CPU. Sometimes if you overburden it, it starts to complain and it starts to get noisy and it starts to heat up. And then you physically feel that is tension or anxiety. So this is a great way of just slowing it down, giving it a rest, switching it off, just for a little while, resetting, re-energizing. My husband, who is very left brain, he does not get it. He does not understand why I doodle so much. And he doesn't see the benefit of it. And that's because he doesn't feel the benefit. He doesn't allow himself. He doesn't give it a try. So I double down on my doodling so that I've got more than enough Zen energy to pass his way. You can absorb it by osmosis. Because I know how much it helps me. This is a real refilling your tank exercise. Okay, and once you have filled your space, see if there's any other gaps where you can add any other filler doodles. I do like these small little ones, these small little flowers. They make great little fillers, and then you can color in the negative space. And this doesn't matter what pen you're using. It can be pencil, ballpoint, Sharpie markers. The thinner your pen, the more detailed your pattern will be, your doodle design will be. think in the interest of time I will move on to the next pattern. The invitation here is always to feel free to complete your doodle design after the fact. So I tend to leave the filling in of the negative space or coloring in. Some people like to color in with different colors. So the invitation is to come back to it. You don't have to complete a doodle in a single session. If you are a type 1 personality where you need to finish everything that you start, then this is a good practice. And if you're not, then it's just simply knowing that you have something to come back to when you have a gap in your day. It's like crocheting, a crochet project, or a painting that you can come back to and complete. So I'm going to move on to we've done the A8, I'm going to move on to A15 and start filling our next space. So A15 is this one. So I think that I'll do that one here. So with this pattern, I always start on the outside and work my way in. So just creating some squishy shapes along the outside, moving your page around as you go. And there's kind of like a layering effect to it as well. So the one before seems to overlap the shape that comes after it. And then just keep going round. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate that very much. I've been doing these live sessions for trying to think when I first started, maybe 3 or 4 months ago. And the biggest compliment, the biggest show of gratitude is that for me is just knowing that you're enjoying the session, like showing me that you're enjoying the session with the hearts, or watching the replays, or commenting, or just showing up every week. That's the biggest compliment. And I feel really bad about last week not being able to make our scheduled doodling session, but things happen. Okay, and as we get closer and closer to the interior portion of this, we can start to close off. So I'm going to leave it like that. So I mean, for me, it almost looks like a 3D picture. Let me just move this elsewhere. Thank you. Where you're looking down into a cave. I can imagine like a crystal clear blue water, and then you're looking down into the rock formation. That's kind of what I'm seeing. Oh, I'm seeing comments now. Gosh, these comments did not show up. I'm sorry, I was thinking everybody's so quiet. Oh, Trish, thank you. You were there in the clouds. Yes, thank you. Celebrating your birthday. Happy birthday, Evelina. I don't know where these comments were. They weren't showing up for me. Sorry if I've been quiet. It just seemed quiet. Lorna, ready to switch off and relax. Great. Yay, family, that's such a great F word. That is such a great F word. I love that, CJ. April 7th, Evelina, was your birthday. April 7th was my parents' 52nd wedding anniversary. So I was celebrating that day too. Flordy, hi, good to see you. I'm glad. You're doodling in Hungary. Hurrah! Lorna, joining you from sunny Glasgow in Scotland. Yay. Oh, I'm so glad you're all here. I don't know where these comments were. My goodness. I was thinking it's so quiet. You guys are not normally this quiet. Hi, Inga. Oh, yes, Trish, friendship. Jessica, hi. Evelina. Yay. Yay. Oh my goodness. Guys, I don't know why the comments were being hidden from me. Okay, I'm gonna have to catch up. Oh, and now I can see all of your numbers as well. 5, 7, 7. You guys are feeling good. Yes, Trish, you will rise by the time we finish. Sorry, I've gone so off track here now. Ooh, flow, flexibility. Oh, I just reversed all of my lines. Let me just do that. Family and fun, CJ. My sister just visited for 17 days and is going home in just a few hours. She lives 2,000 miles away, and our time together was incredibly blessing. That's wonderful. I'm so glad for you, CJ. Gabriella. Oh, you're talking about the eager? You're half Hungarian, but I wasn't born there. That's awesome. Florgy, flow, yes. Flexibility, yes. Jessica, tomorrow's your cat's 13th birthday. Yay! Happy birthday to Jessica's cat. Yay! Oh, hi Minde, creative friends. Timmy, happy birthday to Timmy the cat. Hurrah! Guys, you just made my day. Seriously. The A8 doodle looked like complicated, but you did it. Yes! It did look complicated, but when you just slow down and do it one by one, then you realize it's not complicated. Well done, Evelina. I'm glad. I'm glad that it becomes obvious to you that it's easy. Oh, Jessica, we have a little community and you have lots of returners. That's so cool. It is so cool. Guys, my heart is full. Yay! How can you watch the replay, Claire? You can watch this replay now in 2 ways currently, over on YouTube or on Substack. The links are in my teacher profile, so you'll be able to catch the replays there. I'm so sorry I got distracted by all the flood of comments that I had totally missed. Gosh. Carrie, hi. What are you working on? Is that an iPad? Yes, it is an iPad, and it is Procreate, the app that I'm using. These sessions are the highlight of your week. Lorna, seriously, they're the highlight of my week too. Honestly, like my whole week does center around these doodling sessions. Yeah, you and me both. Man, you guys have put such a smile on my face now. I was thinking, why is everyone so quiet? Nobody's talking. I was thinking, gosh, the ripple effect of me missing last week. So funny. So funny. Feel I missed. Yes. Procreate, Carrie. Session is Procreate. I mean, the app is Procreate. I do also use, and I have been experimenting with an app called Concepts app. Another drawing app. What I like about that app is 3 things, and I do think I'm going to make a video about it. The first is that it is vector-based, meaning that when you zoom in and in and in and in, if I zoom in here, the lines start to get a little bit pixelated. Can you see that? That's Procreate. That's what Procreate does. Whereas on the Concept app, that doesn't happen because it's a different form of graphic processing. The second thing I like about it is that it has an infinite canvas, so you're not restricted to A4 or the edge of the page. You don't have an edge of the page. It just continues on forever and ever, which is really nice. And then the third thing is that it has fewer features than Procreate, which you would think would be a bad thing. In some respects it is, but I reframed it to make it a good thing, because then it means I have fewer options, which means I have to get more creative. I have to dig into my own creativity to explore the painting and the drawing with fewer tools and fewer conveniences. And so there's kind of like forced creativity with limitation. So I quite like that. And fourth thing I like about it is that they have a very good free version. So you can use the app for free without having to pay. And the limitations is that, like, basic limitations that you can't, I think, move your drawing around, and they do give you free brushes to start with. So it's a great digital app to start with. It is more targeted towards architectural drawing and technical drawing, as opposed to Procreate, which very much targets illustrators. But there is no reason why illustrators can't get on board with the Concepts app. Sorry, now I'm rambling on, turning into a tech talk, and that's not what this is. Apologies. I'm just so glad that you guys are all here. Monday. I wish I had caught this from the beginning. Having some anxiety this morning. This looks like it would have been really relaxing and enjoyable to try. Yes, it definitely is a great practice for, processing through your anxiety. You can get the replay if you follow the link in my teacher profile. So you can start anytime. You can go and watch the session, and also join again for next week's live session, which will be 10 o'clock EST on Friday. I haven't yet posted the live or scheduled the live session, but I will do so once we're finished here. And if you follow my profile, then you'll get notified once that session is scheduled. And it's just such a great, having the standing appointment with yourself, like a standing self-care appointment. It really is a good practice. It's a time for yourself to reconnect with yourself. And of course, to reconnect with your doodling friends. So grateful for you all. Freedom, yes. Free your cat. Yay. Forgiveness, Lorna, that's such a good one. Yes. Forgiveness. Forgiveness for ourselves. Such a good if word. Jessica, I did last week's clouds and sent you at the place it started with. Okay, thank you, Jessica. I'll go and check in there. I think I don't know if it was you that made me aware that there are things we should not mention. Places, platforms we should not mention. So yes, the S word in my teacher profile. The S platform and the Y platform. We'll use those things. If Insight Timer had a place to share like images, then this would not be a problem. But in the meantime, we have a little workaround. The S platform and the Y platform. Carrie, I also use Sketchbook, which is free. Yeah, I started on Sketchbook. I'm not sure why I stopped using Sketchbook. That's a very good app as well. It's a great one to get started with. I remember, I mean, it was years ago when I started, but there was a specific reason why I went to Procreate, but I can't remember. It's good to try. It's good to try different things. You know, one day I feel like I'm going to try doing this non-digitally, and that will be novel for me. But I'm not there yet. And it's good to get out of your comfort zone. That's also the beauty of this practice. There's an inherent willingness to experiment and to see what happens if you do give it a go. It's such a great lesson, such a great practice for life in general. Just give it a go and see. I mean, that's what brought me here to this point. One day I decided to give doodling a go. I didn't go to art school. I didn't do art in high school. I was literally in my mid-40s before I took up a pencil and started doodling. I'm a late doodler. But I'm so grateful. I feel like it was a new discovery for me. Discovering a new part of me. And now, as my husband says, he can't stop me. He says I have a doodle problem. I just know how good it feels. Okay, this is another one of those doodle designs that when you start out, when you look at it, it looks complicated, but then you get going with it and you realize it's actually quite easy. And I do love, it does create the illusion of looking down into some kind of rock pool, spelunking, is that the word? When people go diving into these deep caves, underwater caves. That's what I imagine that looks like. And with Zentangle, if you're familiar with Zentangle, you'll know. If you're not familiar with Zentangle you would then come after the fact and start to shade in with pencil to give the effect of shadows and depth, create the illusion of depth. So I could imagine with this particular doodle design, how that would translate so well, making it look like it goes deep inside, like 3D effect inside there. So that's a fun little doodle. All right, I'm gonna move on to C15, the final one. And then, how are we doing on time? We've got another 15 minutes, so that should be good enough. Let's see what C15 is, remind ourselves. Okay, so it is a very easy one. I'll put it here in the zone of focus. Focus, that's a good word. Focus. I do need more focus, I must be honest. I'm a bit of a scatterbrain. There we go, so that's our C15. So starting out with circles, and you can really fill the circles with whatever you like. If you want to fill it with other circles or different patterns, that's completely up to you. I was looking at this pattern last night and thinking about how I might do it differently, so I think I'm gonna experiment with that now. Okay, so we start out with drawing circles, different sizes. They don't need to be perfect. I do find that the more warmed up my hand is, like when I've been doodling for a while, my circles are more circular. When I start out, if you compare this morning's breathing practice, my circles were not very circular, but now they're looking a bit more circular, and that just shows, that this does have a physical impact. So once you've got your circles, then you can either start doing the background lines or start filling your circles. I think I'm going to do the circles first. And like I said, I feel like I want to experiment a little bit. This is the beauty of this practice. It's a playground for experimentation. Maybe see how many different ways you can fill your circles. Just to shake it up a bit. Or you can stick with the original, completely up to you. when it comes to these doodles, this is a pattern I'll show you on this one that I quite like doing, where you leave a gap and it gives the kind of illusion of a highlight, like light falling on it. It's a very simple but effective way of creating the illusion of light. Do you see that one? If you look far away, it kind of gives that effect. That's quite a cool way of doing it. Flexibility is a great word. I think somebody came up with that earlier. I'm grateful for flexibility. once you've finished filling in your little orbs, then we can go ahead and just start adding lines in the background. They don't have to be perfect lines, and you kind of follow them through the back of the circles so that it appears as a background. I find my body tenses up when I try and do straight lines, so this is an opportunity to just notice that. My foot instantly flexed as I tried to get the lines straight, so very intentionally releasing that flexion. Watching my breath as well, because I feel myself hold my breath as I try to do a straight line. Don't know what it is about straight lines, but it is an opportunity to practice observation. And how many times are we doing a task, perhaps at the desk, at the computer, and we don't realize the impact that it has on our body, that our foot starts flexing, or that we start to hold our breath. So this is a good exercise in noticing and then responding, doing something about it. Missing all the comments, my goodness, people. I'm so sorry. Every Friday is my focus time. That's fantastic. Just started watercolor and doodling this year. This is Trish. Got the supplies for Christmas. That's awesome. I have childhood trauma memory around art and told myself I'm not artistic. Now I'm configuring my office, including an art corner. I love that. You're 67 and finally owning your artistic self. That's amazing. I love that for you, Trish. Yay. That's so awesome. Melissa, you have introduced me to this and I have enjoyed it so much that I decided to put the letters up in our dining room. That's so cool to use as a teaching tool for our 3-year-old. That's amazing. I cannot always wait to do the letters between class. So today I'm doing the letter G. I love doing this before our daughter wakes up as me time. That's amazing. Sometimes she joins. Yay, I'm so glad. That's amazing. I love that, Melissa. Wow. I love the ripple effect of creativity. I love the contagious nature of creativity and I'm so grateful for others who share their creativity, because I feel the impact of the inspiration. And it's any creator, doesn't matter what. This morning I was listening to a song or playing one of my current favorite artists, and I was listening while I was eating my breakfast, and I was thinking, I'm so glad this person or these people followed their creative urge to create this, because I get so much joy from their creative output. And I'm so grateful for all the people, and it's one of the things I'm most grateful for, the internet, being able to be exposed to other people's creativity. And it's such a, when you do it from a place of joy, that joy is infused in the creation, is infused in the creativity. What a gift that is to share. What a gift that is to receive. Oh man, I'm feeling the feels this morning. Feelings. That's another good word. Feelings. I think the setup that I have here is just hiding all the comments from me, so I apologize if I appear like I have been ignoring you. I didn't know you were communicating. I love that. I'm just realizing, like our card said this morning, doesn't matter how big or small, you know, there are things to celebrate and impact. Like, just recognize the impact you have. You show up and you do your thing, and it may not be evident to you that you're having an impact, but you are. Oh, what a gift. The background of this one. I just want to catch up with your comments. Carrie, it is a pencil with reddish orange background. Carrie just found out that you can't say the A place either, or your question disappears. The A place, I don't know what the A place is. I know the Y place and the S place. Oh, apple. Okay. Maybe. Okie dokie. Carrie, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. Okay. So that is my completed F. Close this down so that you can see it properly. I see that we have gone over time. Apologies for that. I'll get my focus here if you can see that. I do intend to go and fill in the negative space of this floral design, and then I might color in as well. I'll share the F feelings again. The F words again that came up for me during this session. I'm grateful for feelings. I'm grateful for and I intend flexibility. I intend focus. I am grateful for and I intend fitness. Grateful for fur babies, grateful for friendship, grateful for fun, and grateful for freedom. Thank you for all of your F words as well. I appreciate that. Zembira, yes, what if you're talking about the fruit? An apple a day and all. Yes. Very interesting. We have to watch what we say. I mean, that is a practice in itself, isn't it? Just the power of words. The power of your words can remove your comments. So that's, something to be mindful of. And before we go, I would love to hear from you. My starting off number was 6. If I sit now and just contemplate where am I at, I'd say I'm like a good 8 or 9. Where are you now after our session? do a temperature check. How do you feel on average? Where did you start and where are you now? And just notice the difference. Maybe you're better, maybe you're worse. There's no judgment, it's just a noticing what impact the session had on your rating, your temperature, your internal temperature, if you like. So it has definitely improved my rating, and I have to be honest that is all down to you guys, mostly. Just knowing that you are here. Melissa, a 4 to a 7 or an 8. That's awesome. Florgy, from a 7 to an 8 or a 9. Yay! I'm so glad. That is wonderful. Give yourselves some hearts. That's fantastic. Mende, you weren't here at the beginning and didn't doodle, but I feel a bit better just having spent the time here. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for joining. And yes, even if you don't doodle, it can be soothing just to watch the doodling. I love watching other people create as well, and that is just as beneficial to you, listening to the music, listening to the conversation while you're busy with something else. So yeah, you do get benefit from that as well. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining the session. I'd like to remind you as well, as I close this down, just to celebrate the small things and the big things, and look out for them. You never know where you might find opportunities to celebrate, and if you feel called to, then go ahead and doodle what it is that you're celebrating. If you'd like to share your images, you can do so from my teacher profile over on the S platform. We have a thread there where you can share it, and you can also get the reference sheet there. So Claire, you can get the reference sheet from the S platform in my teacher profile. Thank you, Mende. That is so sweet of you. The music and my voice is soothing. I'm so glad. So Claire grabbed the sheet there in the reference in the S platform from my teacher profile. Like I said, I am busy working on a new variety, and I'll be sharing that as soon as it's finished, so that it is a bit more easy to follow. All right, everybody, I'll be back again next week, Friday, and I look forward to seeing you there again. You can get the replay. The link is in my profile. Thank you so much for all your comments, even though I did miss them a lot of the time. Thank you for your hearts. You'll see, Claire, the links in my teacher profile. Apparently, we're not allowed to say the words of other platforms inside Timer. So you'll see it's a platform that starts with S. And then there was something else I was going to say. Just follow my profile, and then I'll be setting up the dates for next week so that you can get notified for our doodle session there. And I am contemplating doing live sessions over on the other platform on a Tuesday, so watch the space. I might be doing it here as well, so we'll just see how we can factor that in. Just follow and you'll get the notifications. All right, everybody, have yourselves a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for joining me, and go and doodle. Create the space and set the intention for doodling this weekend. All right then, bye.